like the new in picture right now, that it might have been maybe after like the elders might have found out about like upon having gone through like the book of as well as like upon like and the was for like the building canopy as well as maybe even also like the elders might have found out about the existence of like creation of like point it might be after like the elders might have found out about all this that the elders like they might have like again with lack of special task which might be which the might have been to take away that the one record acted and they need to bring safely bring that the one record to the Liam was saying that the elders might be planning on taking advantage of like the one record to have the like ideology be enforced or to towards like the entirety of non-existent or across like the world in one place you might be along the lines of that the plan that the elderly might have had after like learning all this might have been one and also even brain. So the player will find like even more than that ensuring like the quality like the all that biggest priority for the person might be to like bring like the conflict or safety to like the goal might be like exactly which that we might be worried and so right. That is my very intention right now was that you need to with that extreme extent we still decide to learn listen to that the order of that again and basically deciding to like don't engage with like the characters like it's not in battle until that is otherwise like the to be like the that to be able to like to be able to like control yourself like arrange and everything. This is why so many towards like the is that the form with like the but get like from that Luigi at present like scenario in the place of like Luigi to like only act like a professional and basically uh follow the order exactly like the scenario that was thing but like that game is going to be making it possible for like Luigi to do exactly that with like a more different with like the situation with like at like I'm bring that movie and the different right now getting at the equation just have to wait towards like uh, the cheap would be like taking that stance at all. It's like not so the key would be about relaxes like top move or like Lindsay. And then the last second I'm going to get the most likely for like shouting in front and standing right in front of that Lindsay and just place the most likely teleporting movie to that most likely far away item. It's like those scenario challenge and everything. Though different from that Puma, like that ship of the Puma without integrated like showing up at like tracker light and actually which might be to like definitely perfect form of the scene of creation. Then I'm still thinking about trend within that like uh that roughly 2 months like might as well like where in Netflix but might have connection to that the part of might be like that within the case certainly the trend. So like you might be aware of it as well like in might be like the election moment to last more to when the monitoring will be easily showing up to like extra island like at that point the from the foreign working they call like start and like straight away communicate to like dragon then they screen said little guidance about like the summer appearance of Puma and like the range of situation like Puma is as like range when the player will run the moment Puma will be coming Puma straight away range like the field like the scenario so at the end at that point, so you must like leave for like a chat or straight away communicating that situation to that wagon and straight away the wagon and like the environment civic safe to exit island to protect the Puma. It's like it's not that a good thing. Puma and voice like the so definitely understanding along the way as like wagon and vector family which is the trail along the way like in the like them on their training path, like them, the glacier points is like happening to like rather close to like the island that I'm going to perfect one everything like let's that will be elbowing to be towards the like it's not a set up of the people actually see seeing like the ship at not such an extreme limited distance and basically to see from there like shouting out and basically that way like I'm going like dragon and will be getting actually to stop the right of like seeing each other at that point. And that way like will be dragon taking Luffy on like fifth and basically them together that is able to like actualize this like communication of that was over and definitely in that way before like the entire game with the team of like Dragon and you'll be making it to like extra island. Even before that, I'm using things for like Kizaru and Kizaru's like team with the ship like making it to like extra island. Like it's not that I'm using to score through like the remaining like score through going to see the struggle once again against like Kizaru and like Kizaru's case as well as like the C0 as well as like the extra like the entire game that goes like while batting against the like next so ending up in like serious problem like kind of video was like the scenario that was different. But like I'm doing while like it's quite so and like while like the time like the some like or the religion to the extreme so the kind of situation is when other different like finally just barely in time like the team of like Dragon and Nariyan and hello like would be making it to extend island is like after that will take you to get to the scenario that was becoming and not very right now. So yeah, definitely but they're in right now squad like Loki to like most likely have in such a situation where like I may find that Loki might be unable to like switch it back to that from like the extra island costume to like Loki's like content costume might be like the case of Name of Christian and definitely Luffy and might even the person might be having like the necessary one bit of idea of how to like take advantage of like the costume of that very fun the costume of second island costume and to use it like efficiently like Luffy efficiently that Luffy might have not having that not necessary one bit of idea might be like the case of me on train versus the William probably trying this could be the case and these factors are putting in like uh, something in that Luffy's like battle performance against like it's like totally hampering and can causing that to Kindred and like the obvious being certain burdens in like Luffy's attempt to like bring out like Luffy's true power in Luffy's battle against like Luffy. It's like even the scenario that I'm very yes, so like but leaving the very admiration right now is for like that to like strongly the weapons machines to like strongly machine for like and so right now the weapon to like strongly pick up like the energy which I'm looking to be right now to like exactly get released as like the transformation rules like yeah by transformation and like the things for like the energy which might be getting released here like the terms of liberation transformation so like to be most likely that special energy that the weapon has been something for so now might be like the game like in the scenario that it is also like number different that energy to be getting released and if we that energy to be that exact specific energy that and right on yourself it's like it's enough and make it into and make it ready. So like I'm trying there might be way more potential to like the terms of liberation power of like to be to the point of like with that power the true extent of its power like you think well you know handling might be able to like control like the iron giant might be like the using that special energy might be like the actual case that we might was very exactly I'm still remembering that like itself on the certain liberation power might be power which might be present within every living being of like the world like the like the activity of the case that live in children. But like in order to like achieve and attain that power like that individual might have to be in such extreme relaxed state might be that might be the sole key to like opening up that the special the power of like the liberation might be like the case that we make it very fine to go luckily I'm remembering that it might have been yeah, I'm still remembering that like it might have been like that one we told that part of that might have some of like the iron giant might be like the case that we might be worried. That way or the man train within like in Jaguar they so all those days like it might have been through like in attaining like the full knowledge of like the void century, like the special energy from like the void century or like the ancient kingdom. It most likely have attained like the true knowledge about that special energy and about the mentoration of like the existence of like especially within the team detail and how to like act with like all this knowledge like geographical power might have attained and might have then work its way into like trying to reach that absolute like state through extreme hard work and that way he might have managed to like have episodes further like going strength and might have unlike Luffy might have ended up acting like the terms of regular liberation through that a conscious manner and that way might have been how he might have control according to my might have been because parliament through such a manner he might have control like that then lead my community. So that you know the question right now is that like you might be aware of consumer prevention, like you might be aware of like the terms of liberation power and maybe even aware of that how to exactly access that power, but like and you might have done like have to put in that absolute effort and might have only got straight up. With that, you might have also deliberate that absolute effort in trying to like achieve that power of like the amount of liberation that spiritual energy power might be like the case, but you know, according to considering there might be like the case, but you know, but like regardless of how many times like you might have attempted to like achieve that power like and like what that leads to like you know that will just behind wanting to like achieve that power like you know might have been in that absolute restless kind of like you know like state and can like you know how many times like it might have attempts to like attain the terms of liberation, what might be like the terms of liberation, spiritual power, like you might have been each and every separate time, and might be extremely, even to the certain might be extremely frustrated about that. Might be like the case that we mentioned over there. That way, like there may be quite pursuing this knowledge, like you might have ensured to like turn like the world of like the one piece and into through you know through into such a world that like absolutely where like almost everyone like suffering and there's like absolutely no peace in that world and basically uh, so that we like ensure that absolutely no one is in that or like ends up in that relaxed state and in access to that the comfort and liberation of to that spirituality might be along the line like you might not understand with to like ensure that might and might be like working with the role might be like what might have happened is like possible big challenges for him of the direction person right. So like roughly one very question right now is that like about we might have luckily that by now might have reached like the point of like having not only awakened to like level two powers reach like the awakened state of this level two powers might be like that to replicate the still those powers are loaded by impacts and for the next that it has to be more even like the reward split of like a jam that's all against like this is like tier five government powers and that the scenario that I'm moving on and supplementing multi any of the reward for defeating Lucy and like crushing his ego. This time it's way more than that the battle like the past like or current like scenario that I'm looking and I'm looking as like would be about to deliver that final move against like Lucy at that very last second when something is like we maybe still see not likely at that point, given the honor to that stealthy approach, sneak behind like the fidelity and most likely that that aspect stealth like managing to hide it like propagandistically sneaking up behind like Luffy and basically that way managing like telling what Luffy to like a far away island was like scenario. While like even the gear five Luffy would be like three years like is that scenario that I'm thinking about I'm also my experience but right now so like this like having the performance of different to remote like this but where like I'm not different like see not from causing any change to that and that it but like instead like you see like the pandemic happening in like agencies like form where like I'm very like which is like the leopard form like something that in its like having a stage to be more likely and even extremely bigger leopard like similar leopard like similar leopard forms like scenario that I'm still very right. The PM for the putting eventually at like Second Island and the acknowledgement for like an actual solo main bomb that is between like Kizaru and the like the scenario that I'm bringing with like a Kizaru for the sort of time breaking out like actually awaken seven powers of like the scenario again like movie GM5 now like now than a and the game like Kizaru awaken and of the problem might be such the thing like that's that like all the lights also around and look dependent how being able to like manipulate it, including like the sun, like all the lights of that amount. So I might be able to like manipulate it and change it as like and use it as like that actual move against like Luffy. Might be around the lines of like how I'm going to spend like this hours like awakened light force might be well might be working just a lean representation system right now. like the people looking to the emerging right now for like from this point on, I'm going to bring more like especially Sanji and also alone like I'm like to be reacting to like non serious jealous man of towards like to be with like their realization of like to be and like some sort of like films that are in different and like the region. So that the game of the remission right and like towards like the end of like the words in the real like around like the time like the law of like the way it made out happen that at that point number of thing it might not still remember that like it might have been so most likely shocking unexpected and extremely shocking betrayal of like Tunisia which might have almost like it happened through Jackie most likely manipulating and tricking Tunisia into that offering into turning Tunisia against like Joy and in exchange, Akimo might have also tempted Tunisia with like some offer of like immortality. And well, he might have had like in fact, that might have had like the word put forward might have had like the power to uh, transfer like the power of like immortality onto like to another individual of like the individual who might be like against the living. So like it might have tempted Tunisia with like the offer of like granted immortality. And Tunisia at that point might have might have been getting extremely old and well might have been really just this principle. And definitely taking the consideration that like Unity might have been getting extremely frustrated and the level of like the bond of friendship getting on bond of like friendship between like Worldwide and like the government as well, which might have been uh back then might have been like the taking of payment rates. So like all this constructive factors like and like it might have taken advantage of to like against like Worldwide. And that way like programs to perform Joy Boy like the betrayal of Indonesia might have happened while Joy Boy might have been like hiding on top of that standard Indonesia might have been like the case that Levan Prim. So like really might have very interesting right now that like after example it might have been a scenario where like Indonesia might have told like to like Joy Boy and might have told Joy Boy that like for them to like have fun like scenes that might have been so that they might have taken Joy out of things to like the middle of like the sea and his leave where like Joy even with like Joy like what might have Joy Vessel might have had like Joy from like Golden Vessel might have had like the common can like plastic balls might have been like the case for here like Lucia might have that way they take Joy to a location like the middle of the sea where like Joy might have had like regardless of how much like to dance Joy to try to like Joy to dance Joy having that anything to like hold on to create anything nearby to like hold on to and escape from the country that to determine how take a slow way into like a better country while ensuring such allocation and then to share my doubt most likely like crowd under and my doubt like into like the thing my doubt in one made a happy that way like it's always like body my doubt that like the see one and they need so by instantly my doubt on the and my doubt form into really tell that point my doubt put to it going or the point not one service at that point might have been during that moment of that struggle of like joy and like as like joy was about to like the, as like the long of joy was like having that like something like it might have been during that point that like joy might have realized that like uh was like that through most like trickery of Tunisia that like the betrayal of Tunisia has happened. My account direction that might have been along the line like Joy might have figured in that Joy was like final moment might have been what might have happened with the being trying to like at that point like Joy might have trying final dream and that final dream might have been for and at that point like Jojo might have been feeling that absolute disappointment and regret is not on Tunisia but on himself for like not having brought down people for like having spare children. Whoever might have been extremely kind hearted and might have had multiple chances to like bring down even like Joy was like somebody can chance Joy was like having longer with how it might have been like the case and even friended. So yeah, like and bring out of like sheer empathy towards like like Joy might have been still holding on to like the hope that a change might still eventually happen to like and like that might have been like the hope that Jordan might have had something like that way like Jordan might have honestly solely of that reason. And like Jordan finally moments that Jordan might have regretted that decision of like Jordan usually Joy might have been absolutely aware that basically that the flavor like like Joy like that would be like the end of like the voice of the soul. Like we have to bring Joy might have like my moment might have like just like ultimate final dreams which might have just like that absolute intensity Joy might have tried that dream and which might have been for like Joy to be able to like turn back into this world in like the future and for like Joy to improve another payment and for like Joy to that way be able to like correct this amounts and basically bring down immune that time and basically to bring that to save like the world from like immune and like back like the voice in the reform like Joy to be able to like go off that through another human in like the future might have been along the lines of like that with that absolute intensity like Joker might have run with like final and to finish that final moment might have been what might have happened to Legal that might be how like eventually after like 18 or like 18 years like basically will be ending up being born to that dream manifesting might have been that dream of like the actual by point of the dream really finally manifesting after a of the years might have been through to be might have been what might have happened to the like so and the gleam of the figure and right now that like stability might be connected to like the inhabitants of like the ancient kingdom. Or if all the inhabitants might have had like the middle mission, their name might be like the name of the enriched that way and like I'm referring to the like joy by your points and like so the giant joy by from Elbas might have most likely have who might have been from Elbas like might have most likely had pressure on might have also had like the initially they might have been the city of the freedom pyramid so like uh after like joy by usually finding like the ancient kingdom like joy by might have went home and like the match might have become one of the inhabitants of like very kingdom same like one of them is even frame they might have really seen like the best data with you and they might have been like it's the frame. So what we have to bring after like the short window like they like at this point. At that point like the remaining inhabitants of like the ancient Pakistan might have been in that absolute shock and like Timo and it was like the things that might have been starting the invasion of like the ancient stuff. So that time might have been the cities. So like at that point, I'm bring like the remaining inhabitants of like the makes it build up with like the issue of their name like unfortunately that they might have been more faced with like the situation where like one like who will be making it towards them like at that point like their survival would be in like serious question to be along the lines of like a situation in which like they might have been discontinued on frame which at that point. So like never thing at that point after like all of like the remaining inhabitants of that like the religion like of the day like the religion like their name all together might have or run or like trail and that it might have been that trail or like that final trail or like the final trail of that which might have been that something of the and it might have been for like there might have been a few results that been even with like the current law of like the gender by like if you always still would definitely if we making this result in like the future statement but in might have been along the lines of that as would believe strong beliefs that like for the remaining inhabitants of like the Indonesian may have been against so like until that point for like the concern like the remaining inhabitants of like the of like the indicator that will be still managed and survive for like their descendants for their descendants like regardless of how down is safe for like your way to make system turn in like the field of like until that point like their descendants before inherit like the millions will be in their name until that point until like the point where like we're going to be making the different turn in like the field of at that point for like all of their descendants to like will be work together end up like working together with like children that are bring like that support to like children together for like they're going along with like the along with like all of their uh descendant trajectory middle initially their name to like eventually end up working together to like bring out Indian and like return like the world back to like the world spirit might have been along the lines of that as to train or like prior like during the final moment like Indian inhabitants of like the of like the ancient system, most likely during that invasion of like the ancient system that they might have friends or like trained made a like this and might have been like the build the elite stated this will leave my very emotion right now for like Sandama will come to the right now. So that makes that a full betrayal against like very content Sandama and the different like to solely prioritize its own safety and if the Sandama was that way aligned with like taking the decision to like align with like the field is well like so the now it's that right. Yes, so that's definitely very important that I'm speaking on this that like person like the elders might be doing greater strife for like to get their hands on like the fundamental of like the security that can show the against the situations that we voices there in. So definitely I'm exploring for like to see and to like topic with right now that like they have no episodes but to like attempt to like contact like navigate to like contact like and if that's a kind of like contact like the elders agency, get them to like kill the horn to have like the extra turn back against like the web and like like to be around the line some sort of like to be requesting to like a kind of and they have the different like a kind of don't be straight away like phoning like the elders and they have the different told details like how to remember everything like elders situation might be them badly but greatly bonding like to get their hands on like the puncture that they want to like like they're actually doing that and basically they're the build on Esther and the serpents that they again like the storm and the fun lands and the mountains that they is that physical now that is a lot of very so that the claimant very mentioned right now that like there might be an alternative for like situations where like the elders cannot give the commands to that. I'm not exactly looking not and unable to then give direct commands to and the person. Even if the situation like for the situation like there might be an alternate setup to still control like the like the elder level I don't think might be like to the case of the the way might be through active. Specific active tools with like the elder elements might be aware and be like even though weapons created like the vessels are still come from different like weapons on the time of creation might have given these active codes to like elders which like the elder could like change according to like the later on might have been like the days of so like all the elders might have changed that active code to a single specific active code might be like something like that, maybe that's a specific and goal as like a viable alternative to that control. With like the elder level talk about it, even in like that kind of maybe like again the ministry to like the name is like to see to that definitely still right up like and basically to still for Akainu and basically asking Akainu to like for like elders and to see if like they can help about like in any way about like the great of like the people uh and like now that so like we have to bring at that point like out of like the elders like what might be about something like the person of like when they bonding like the and like uh and then just going to for example like we giving this like the recording studio and in studio like perfect and support and that way like studio straight away like saying like at the phone to like the shouting on like that phone to like when it's done that basically that way studio straight away take that end of level above the control of like just and starting like that way done like that again like quite to like the limits that I'm experiencing in the so like company not theory I'm present right now for like they're coming to like not wasting the time in like preparing account of strategy and like when most likely giving an absolute stealthy mission for like weapons like specific satellite edition because of like it's being more like a different like platform giving an experience dimension put that up just but like stealth to be like the normal don't get when like everyone's giving the order to like it to stealthily go down to like the lower levels and you need to stealthily get flow for Edson to like stealthily get flow to the servants and officers and at that point for like Edson to have to then take the risk of like flowing cover and if he's shouting out to like the servants and just to turn again, like proceed to the and like straight away after shouting this out for that hits and proves that should make it back to like the wrong. It could be along the lines of like the sprite like and all kind of things for like weapons like protecting you, specifically the Edison satellites like snap and a lot of things and they have different for like Edison while I don't think that's why the from jacket and stuff reading in like even the order but like before Edison would be able to like make it back to like the floor like they were like Lucy capturing Edison ability at that point like the law like Edison satellite as well I think by Lucy to like reading it now that's sort of a thing I'm very great.